Welcome, welcome to the lovely IHP community and the 5D collective. To those who love hearing about the infinite higher human consciousness potential experience, right here is one of them, and there are many more out there. They know how to also understand their own mind, and that it is as important as for us to understand the universe so that when the sun's time is due, we can get off the planet. The ones who are using our ancient ancestors to continue creating what are superhero and supervillain stories we make fun of here at IHP without pinpointing them too much because, basically they don't know that they could get therapy. No, they do know, they just reject it. And that's actually something completely explainable. I'm trauma attachment informed. And the first 3 years, now it's continuing, of the courses, I was like, wow, I felt so sad when I was walking the streets because I said, Maria's confident. She has secure attachment, non traumatized. She's always looking people in the eye because that's what I got taught. It is a sign of being, confident. And then not for other cultures because I'm a businesswoman. Yes, I have political science in my background. And so I did a bunch of different courses and then I became an entrepreneur. But in my bachelor's and master's years, I learned how if I go to other countries, I learn about those cultures unless I want to be, what is it called? Rude. And so when people don't understand that to create a good, what is it, performance, yes, I don't perform in my relationships, my social relationships. I will be performing. I mean, this is where it gets iffy, meaning, no, it's not a performance to actively have the capacity to, in my heart, acknowledge, wow, Maria has a different cultural background than another human being. I'm going to go visit that country. I'm going to say with all the humility and integrity and active, grown up mental capacity, I do want to know, shit, I'm sorry, I forgot. I have academia. Did I mention that? Also, I'm bicultural. Maybe I forgot to mention that. I'm traveled and I am bicultural. So I learned how to not be a hugger in America because that's where the space is. You can't be in my space. What are you doing in my space? I was like, what space? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My heritage is Naples, Italy. We hug, touch. You got people spitting in your face, and all that. I'm happy to be a hugger. I don't have my faith in humanity broken from my body. You see, so I learned without whining how to respect that when I'm in America, as an American, and not my American friends from high school, no, because they're bicultural too. All my military friends, they all know about this stuff. That's why it seemed odd to me when I went places and they're like, "What? I need to learn cultures from." I know. I'm like, "What? What do you?" What? Okay, I'm confused. I learned civilians from America are different than those who have traveled. And so my military friends and I, we all had good time. And again, we still do because we are world people. We have different political views, that's for sure. I didn't even realize how many think that I'm in favor or not in favor of certain things that I don't ever spell out because really, we don't have to go there since you don't know how to talk about it like a grown up because you saying, ha ha ha, I'm going to be laughing while you're going to be in trouble doesn't sound like a grown up, even though you might be older than me. But I understand the mind of those who are not bilaterally integrated and that didn't get to talk back because they had a very fear-mongering mother and father, and I don't know, I got to talk back. I have no idea. So there's the part I have got to talk back. I got to fight. I got to get into arguments, and then I also got to, nope, no hands, no hands. Oh, I did get spankings. It wasn't beatings, it was spankings, and I said, you can't, it's my body. And then I got allowed to go make my suitcase. So this is why Gabor Mate, as he points out, children all need to be, well, except for the ones who don't believe in it. The ones who don't believe in Gabor Mate, they ask their children punishing questions. And people like me are inside, very much. I'm an empowered feminine. Did I mention that? So I'm a nurturer. And when I hear of monsters, I know who they are. They're people in flesh who should not have children. I don't have children. Yes, and when I hear punishing questions and then they're being told to a person who's going to ask them to what, dating? Oh no, I'm sorry. They actually, every little bit of inch of them is going to make sure that one relationship they have doesn't leave. I'm going to make it really, it's like, wow, that's so hard. I mean, wow, this is not how my social life works. Why is it so, oh, you're performing. I forgot. So understanding that the way to be happy in life is, do you own your mind is my first question. And if you do, and I am being on purpose this way because how many people own their mind, I don't know. But I do know that if they do own their mind, they will have fun with comedians and they will not find any of them offensive. They'll be like, wow, that comedian answered right to his mother saying, yeah, we can't make everybody happy, mom. So people who are practical, they have this thing called funny bone, not an ego bone with a or whatever other excuse the bystanders that people take each other's side, like the flat earthers. So it doesn't matter how big or small the groups are. I still see the same assholes that I saw as a teenager who were all idiots, which is why I didn't feel bad for speaking up. I have a question. It's Friday afternoon. Do we have homework? Boom! Not even a flinch. Number 1, I will rat you out if you touch me. They all knew that. Number 2, apparently my twin was protecting me. Good, but if she hadn't, I would have ratted them all out, including her. 3, I don't want to be stupid. And if you want to be stupid for the rest of your life, which at college I found out that they do, they fucking they're blue. And it's like, why are you doing that? Go to therapy. Then you grow up to become a professional. And again, grown-ups yelling in your face stories that have no sense whatsoever. And now I'm attachment trauma informed and I have all the explanations in the world, which is why fake people, the facades, don't piss the fuck off of me, because I actually have my facade friend who I got to yell in his face. All I asked was for you to be yourself. And as he's staring at me like this, I'm like, he has no idea. And I made a good episode from that, and then I got attachment trauma informed. So when I started to say I need to not go out, I didn't stop going out because I'm like, it's not your responsibility that they don't know how to navigate their nervous system. They don't want to go to therapy. They don't believe that Lucifer is not real, and they want to just keep saying that the universe is not going to ever need us to be traveling it. Or that, the only reason they're going to make up aliens is so that we can be against each other. Again, teenagers, wow, they have a fabulous imagination, and I love it. No, I don't. I mean, I love the ones that are smart because those are not teenagers. So they don't have, I'm going to prove that I'm right. But we do thank our brothers and sisters who prove they're right, because thanks to their very hard work, the doers, you better bet they are chipping away. You go. What is it? The Snow White and those... when they were singing about going to work, I forget that song. So everything that happens in the material world, thank you, Sadhguru, is essentially a certain kind of wave. If you're a good sailor, every wave is a possibility. Walk like an Egyptian. So I'm here for the, again, infinite higher human conscious potential experience, which now I know how you can access it. It's called you choosing, yes, you have a funny bone. It's called you being able to be anchored in your ventral energy, which is only going to be possible if you do own the body. You're empowered feminine, though. If you don't own the window of welcome to affect, you don't own shit yet. And that's why people think death is easier than being alive in the body, and that it weighs them down. This is a really sad story to hear a person not notice that they're in pseudo-aliveness, that they're on, off is something fixable because they're not broken. It just is that they didn't begin the same childhood that I began. And that any one of us who has a higher self who's joining us will begin. So we are not going to make it into competition, but I'm going to be sure to let you all know here is the land of happy. It's all emotions. But if we have to choose one, fine. We'll choose happy. When I'm sad, I'm still smiling because it's an emotion that I'm not afraid of, because the bear won't eat me, because I won't choose the bear. I actively am not that dumb. I don't think of men in any way, shape, or form as amazing, all of them, but I have the amazing ones. So there you go. Self-centered. Look, I found the amazing one, and there's amazing ones. And thanks to being amazing, all of us here at IHP, we're just going to be fantastic. Oh, by the way, the rainbow. Yes. So there's a rainbow and a variety of frequencies. And here's where that Shaolin master informs us in a short about what is Buddhism. And he says, well, it starts with the following truth. The first one is the life. This very existence we're living, we're rumble and roll, my regular listeners know this one, it is connected with suffering. If you say no, it's not true, then you don't need to follow Buddhism. Then it's over here already. The journey ends. Yeah, I don't follow Buddhism, because when I heard Siddhartha went to sit under a tree instead of taking care of his people, I said, why is he doing that? I got it. I suffer for poor people too, but I wouldn't get up and leave, especially since you're a prince. That doesn't make sense. Jesus, he died on a cross. Why are you sitting under... You know what, Siddhartha, I'll read you later. Now I know the support of the ventral vagal state portfolio exercises from yoga and meditation, mindfulness, meditation, all of that. Yeah, it helps you to integrate your brain. So I'm not going to take away from anybody who wants to be a part of a group, that wants to have a philosophy of life, and that wants to tell me that their life is suffering. I say, yeah, your life is suffering. Stop making it a blanket statement. For some people, LIFE right here is not suffering because we got lucky, okay? Or whatever words you want to use, we have our ventral energy and we like it. And that's because our inner children are not stupid. We know that no pain, no gain is a fucking bullshit sentence, you moron. You're going to break your arm. You're going to break your leg. You're going to break your eye. No, you're not going to go play on the monkey swings. I don't care if I'm being exaggerated. It's why, again, I am going to recalibrate. I'm an empowered feminine and I'm physically caring consistently. And is there any place on this planet that is safe? Humans are fine because humans can catch each other. I trust in humans. Bears, I don't speak their language. I don't want to hug a tree. I want to hug a person. I do know trees are helpful. And you know what I tell vegans? You know they can cry, right? Your plants, they're my plants too, but stop making it into your mission to make it look like carnivores are such horrible people, please. I don't have the capacity to kill an animal, no. I live in the year 2025. Are you done presenting to me scenarios that might never happen because you just decided you don't like how I'm thinking? This is where a brain that is just like so much having a good time as a person is going to think, why would you not want to learn about your mind and navigate your brain and actually know how to wield it? Why would you not want to know how the universe works and to get off of it? It doesn't disprove God. What the heck is wrong with you all? Why would you ever who taught you that ignorance was good? You must not have parents who cared about telling you school is important. I have parent who tells me still when I argue the tradition doesn't know everything. Yes, but it still exists. Yeah, I got it. There's people who want to study it till the death of them. That's not me. I don't need to study it. The other ones can do it. That's why we have a collective, and that's why it won't ever. This is the song that doesn't end, and it goes on, and that is what I am. Into the unknown, and that's why people can't stand me sometimes. And I tell them, if you can't stand me, just let me know. I'll remove myself. And that's why as a grown-up, when people do know who you are, you're like, yay, I'm doing a really great job at being as transparent as can be. And I learned, thank you, Mother Moderation, she helped me to be all that I could be while annoying her and allowing me to learn how to be appropriate towards others. And that's why it'll always be the parents who get the everything of you. That's how it's supposed to be. That's why they are the guides, if they're good guides. And if they're bad guides, they're still guides. Yeah, and then those guides end up following the same example of their guides, and they make sense of their toxic relationships, and then they continue with trauma, and you think, wow, that really is not necessary. You're not a superhero. There's no supervillain, but the dark sides of neuroplasticity is for sure taken over by the minute because you're not able to get out of that unfortunate pseudo-life frequency because you're not caring to take your mind to a therapist so that you can learn how to get a window tolerance to affect bigger, get to pause your brain, get to work through child parts, get out of torture chamber shit, and a lot more because, again, it's not the stories that people tell themselves. No. You're a physiological response. And so when somebody wants to define smiling soul, I think of things. I'm very literal, and that's because I'm like a child, but it's not in a way of a child. I'm a seeker, you see? And the seeker is anima mundi. A seeker means that it's somebody who doesn't make assumptions, and I don't need to, and I don't want to. I have plenty of herd members who are going to go and be strategic all they want. That's why I have empowered masculine. He gets to be the one who's worried about all that. I get to be the one who has da-da-da-da-da. But my strategic way is still actually something helpful. That's because we're a pair. We work together. So patriarch, matriarch work together. They're not separate. And the ones who pick a team, they don't do well by themselves. They actively pick theirs. Others show on screen that they are going to choke us and want to be able to dominate us. And I'm thinking, silverback, anyone? And I know women who like that. And I'm like, don't you bring that to me. Okay, whatever year you're living in, go hang out with those who live your year. I mean, really, it almost feels like movies coming to life. Was it Star Trek? The other one? Whichever one it was. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I can't believe this is happening. I feel so surreal, Maria. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. You hang out with the smart people, you're fine. pre-birth challenge sessions. That's where we will have all chosen pre-birth challenges, and those are fun. I have definitely awareness of this. So when you hear somebody saying that they're annoyed by their self, by universe, they don't move into becoming the owners of their sense of self. I'm trying to help you understand, practically speaking, whether it is happiness or unhappiness, pain or pleasure, agony or ecstasy, essentially it happens from within. Thank you, Sadhguru. And when you have charges and you don't know how to metabolize, it's because you don't know secure attachment, non-traumatized. If you did, you'd know how to self-regulate. I've done a lot with my panic attacks. We can thank them because I know exactly what's going on in my body thanks to introception. But my point is, I didn't ever have dissociation in the clinical dissociative way. No, I haven't ever been where I'm frozen in that way. In fact, even when there's earthquakes, I don't get frozen. I actually am moving. There's different types of freezers. I'm not laughing because it's funny. So when people take care of who they are, they go and get themselves healed. They don't talk to us about their dissociation or make us see them on screen, by the way. I do know that it's good to expose people to everything. I find it very uninteresting when I am watching a personal person do something versus when I'm learning from people like Bethany Brand and Ruth Lanius showed me what pseudo-live people look like, which is why I'm like, yep, I know them. I've also seen what fragmentation of the self looks like, and I've also seen a lot more in my courses. When I'm seeing a random human being doing it on screen, I'm like, there's a sociopath on screen. I'm a diagnosed sociopath, and everybody goes and copies them. So that's not really anything more than a flat earther group. That's it. That's what you got. And when I see therapists who say, here's 10 ways to get underneath the skin of a narcissist, or coaches, whatever they are, like, they really need to be tended to. Their venomous tooth from Squirrelland is coming forth. I know they've got a group, but their charge is all over the place and they're looking for bystanders. Yeah, and that is why teenagers are unimpressive. Do you know what it is when people get into little groups like that? Anybody? And see, I'm trying to help you understand what a higher self of a teenager can tell you. They're all cowards. You don't stand like a little group of people and act like you're all, yeah, sure, act tough. When you're all together, that's easy. It's easy to act tough. I don't need to point out and call you a name. I don't need to call you a bully. I don't need to call you anything. I'm going to know what a coward does, and I'm going to know what a hive does, and I'm going to know what an immature, non-bilaterally integrated brain child who had parents and grown up who had parents. So seeing a punishing question dude with a woman asking on dates, seriously, don't go on dates. Go to therapy. Is your way of approaching everything in a relationship makes me want to throw up, because it's princesses and princes and kings and queens and idiots on screen, including the fancy lady who says, perform for who? Who am I? The Majesty. Will you take my dance for me, please? I mean, seriously, I didn't think I'd grow up to see that many idiots on screen. And I know, don't worry, God. I am trying not to judge human suffering, but they make it really hard. Poor unfortunate souls, so sad. But true, Ursula, don't worry, they'll keep coming to you. I just won't be the one to help them, that's for sure, because when you talk sense to people who don't want to be talked sense to, they don't come back. I ain't giving you Reiki, Akashic record reading, none of that. Before we do anything, I need to understand what happened. No, it's okay. I have the adult attachment interview, and I have a series of questions that I would like to understand if you want, so that we may better be organized, because you just told me you became a danger to yourself, to your family, including kids and wife, and I'm a human being. You got taken away. And I do consult as a one-to-one. So again, I know what smarts is, and also it's not about only my physical safety. It's actually, I care for you to get the right support for whatever your situation is. Even if your light body is expanding, which I know it is, I just got told through, your mouth, not the grapevine, that you went offline, and you're asking me for Reiki, Akashic record readings, or a shaman, or whatever it is, and you're not caring about your mental health. Very straightforward. It is black and white when it comes to what's the right thing to do. Get your mind on board, understand it, work with it. You got an integrated brain or not. You don't want to believe in it? Fine, go have fun with flat earthers. Please don't be at IHP, because again, I don't do idiots. I mean, really, when I see people, hey, can you tell me what to talk about? You don't know what the community that you're serving needs? How'd you get prepared? people, perfectionist? Well, I do begin my life as a very specific type of perfectionist, and today I am a very flexible one, but I am still as thorough as can be. So I didn't come and say, oh, I'm gonna just help to be yourself and that's it, I'm done learning. I don't need to learn anything. I know everything about people. No, I don't. Now I know a lot more than I did yesterday, and they're still looking into more, which is where the whole no thing, you do say no. There's ways to say no. There's ways you don't want to do. And then there's also, again, a third attunement, repairing ruptures. Again, there's a lot of great people out there. Anyone who's doing the black and white thinking is a closed-minded person. And that is where they have a charge. We don't need to be talking to anybody who doesn't understand that their mind is not theirs. They don't navigate any kind of ocean. And when people don't like confidence, again, I don't back down, because as a teenager, I noticed, why would you not speak up? Now that I know the childhood trauma survivor wasn't allowed to talk back or hit back, I don't hit back because it's bad manners, it's rude. And if you hit me, that means you're so low on the scale of intelligence that I need to go and say, hey, mom. No, I don't go to my mom. I will know that you're low on the intelligence scale. That's it. You reacted. Now, if you're taking care of it, then you're going to go get healed, because that's inappropriate. Man, woman, I don't care who you are. You hitting anyone is inappropriate. You don't use your hands. You use your mouth. So again, a parent who gives a little spanking, we're not talking about beatings. People who have been taught right by those who have emotional, mental, and physical clarity of what a grown-up is supposed to tend to. Just saying, like, I didn't, again, realize just how many human beings must not have good parenting, because we'd have more of them talking on screen about how amazing secure attachment is, not how do I make it work with an avoidant. I ain't making shit work with an avoidant. They need to go to therapy, and then once they're ready to get earned secure attachment, say, okay, I'm working to get earned secure attachment, versus doing the little copycat dance. But again, flat earthers, they have a group. Why? Well, because some people, this life, this very existence, no pain, no gain. Sure. Have fun with the idiots. Thank you so much. A smiling soul. The soul is always smiling. When you're smiling and when you're frowning, the soul actively doesn't judge. As one of my smart spiritual author co-authors, yes, she shared a post somewhere. Forget if it was Instagram or YouTube, but as the post said, and it was actually, you know what, let me see if I can find it. And I might have her on my show at some point if she wants. Her lovely name, if you want to follow her on Instagram, We Are Magic. And the quote is by Matshona I won't pronounce this right, Diliwayo. So DhlIwayo is the last name, okay? A seed neither fears light nor darkness, but uses both to grow. And anytime you can understand that there's a neutral land for those who have higher self, because it's not I have no opinion, it's I don't charge myself with biases. I notice them. Now, when someone's explaining what spirituality is and they're giving it to you in a way that, thank you, Sadhguru, I'm like, yep, that sounds pretty right. True spirituality. They're empowered, equanimous, discerning, loving people like God is, and intelligence is never going to lose, because intelligence is always what wins, which is why love always wins. Now, fear will coexist with love, because it's with fear that you are, minimal pain will make you move. Yes, if I have back pain, I'm going to make sure my exercises are in. If I have a toothache, I'm going to go get taken care of. You don't need to do no fear-mongering tactics to try and make me buy into your shit. And when anyone is being anxious in a certain way, I am the first to be a very 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's how I was as a kid. Again, I won't deny it. I'm still that person. But I've learned in the years to moderate. And people who know me, they also know that. They can see the effort that I put into it. It's still hard. Found it hard to believe. No, I find it hard that people don't know that our personality patterns, thank you, Dr. Daniel Siegel, and our temperament, it always stays. But as you grow up, like he says, you're not going to be rigid or chaotic about it. So I will still be bothered by the same things as I was as a child. That's why they say you change. I haven't changed because I've consistently expanded myself, because I didn't say, bad Maria, bad Maria, bad Maria. I didn't get told that. I held myself the way I was held. And my personality, self-agent right here, just keep your physical hands away from me, which is where, as a kid, I was, one of my many stories, going into the water, swimming. I don't remember who it was. They kept pretending to dunk me. They did it once. After that, I began to be freaking out, and not in a fun way, because that's just how my brain works. They did not care that I was actually afraid and upset. And the more, of course, I get afraid, the more I'm going to be frantically using. And it's long story short, I stopped going to the water after the third time, and he stopped being serious. I think, because I'm not being serious. You disregarded that I'm afraid to the bejesus. I don't need to call you bully. I don't need to label you. You didn't hear what I said, and I'm not doing anything. Your trust. I don't trust you. I know that you like to tease. I can still expand with you. I just ain't gonna go in the water with you. I'd be a dumb idiot if I did, because you proved that you don't listen to my words, and that's it. That's very straightforward. When people know what they want, they don't change their mind. When people don't know that people know what they want, those are all people that I don't know what the fuck they're still doing. When I see grown-ups who are older than me have self-doubt, I feel like, what the hell? Don't you want to get your nervous system in a place you can't always be on? Why are you off? Why aren't you putting meditation and motivation and spiritual growth or personal growth into practice? And when do it. Okay, there you go. So yeah, we can be on. Apparently, some people don't want to do what is not heavy lifting. If it's still heavy lifting to do thoughts and emotions, if life is hard for you, then that is the indication that you want to go and get good therapy. Because it's still hard for you to be yourself. Oh, and it's very straightforward. Human secondary consciousness. The therapists talk about it all the time. I call it a condition. I read about it. Dilemma. What dilemma? It's not a dilemma. I mean, we all know we're going to die at one point. Doesn't anybody know how to use their thoughts and feelings all together? Now I know bigger words to tell you that something straightforward. You have no, I have emotions. I'm just using my ventral vagal state. And that's why good stress and higher frequency. So 5D Mystic here in the Enlightenment Soul Age group. I didn't need all these titles. I could just tell you about my 16-year-old. Yes. No. Oh, wait, let me know. Maybe means no, because that means you're not going to, I don't know. I don't want to play it by ear. I actually want people who will be consistently building with me, because I have no time to waste. TikTok. Masculines, don't waste my fucking time. That's it. Oh, I don't wait for you. I'm already gone. And when you hear the ones who say, you've known way too many things, no, not really. Then again, yes. Then again, no. I mean, really, it's not a competition. Does it take time for me to settle into information? Yes. Does it mean I need to hold it back? No. That's why we do, 1 minute. There you go. So with that being said, I will be right back with you all. It's been a pleasure understanding your mind, understanding the universe. I understand the universe thanks to experts. I understand my mind thanks to me and to the smart attachment trauma educators who help me to let you know you can own your mind too, if you own your higher self, and your sense of self is that higher self. And it doesn't have to be anything, but it exists, and your soul is there always. Soul is pure consciousness, which can be, yes, it's pure love. You won't be connected to Akash source from your prefrontal cortex if you're not in it. And the amygdala is what is alerted for people who are in their safety behavior. Those are cut off from Purusha, pure consciousness, unconditional love, Prakriti, pure energy. And in fact, their defense mode will make them sound like a little parakeet, and they will say, that is easier out of body than it is in my weighed down body. And you'll think, no, your window of tolerance shot out the roof. You need therapy, you don't want it, and you are using a story, which is fine, and you're a spiritual bypasser because you're ignoring that your body needs you, which is your nervous system, and there is a way for you to get better. And no, therapists aren't patching shit up. They're giving you the process. People who don't like a process of integration of brain ask for shortcuts, and they interrupt classroom with smart people. So again, when I meet idiots, I know who they are because they don't listen mindfully. They also speak without being mindful because they think they're omnipresent, omni-knowing, and there's a not losing strategy for me. But the adaptive child part, I love to meet them. Let me see, where are you going? Where's your Hansel and Gretel? Bring me on your path. What are you wearing? Oh, what am I wearing? I see, I'm dressed up now, huh? And then they never tell you what they're really thinking if they're harboring this shit inside. It's more of, and again, I don't really want to know, which is why I don't ask. No, I don't need to know anything that goes on in the mind of those who don't know what good self-esteem, but if we have to say that it's high, that's fine. People that don't know healthy self-worth think that think that those of us who have high or self are vain. You don't know vain. If you'd see vain, you'd see it for what it is. You'd be like, well, I'm very happy that at least they can think pretend. I feel really sad for them, but that's because I'm consciously aware what I'm looking at pathology. They're not. So there's where ignorance is bliss, because if I were a human being who recognized my life's been thrown in the trash, yeah, again, God is good, and so is the body. Neuroplasticity, using the dark sides, just shuts people in their own little pathologies, which is where, again, that is the ignorance. And the lack of self-aware isn't half safe for me. It's only half safe for the people who don't know how to speak up for themselves. I speak up for myself. Am I not decent enough to be saluted? It's not about decency. By the end of the evening, and we'll become friends. My body did this already. And as he's speaking, nope, we won't become friends. We frequent the same place. Yes, we do. We will talk. No, we won't talk. I will see you. Yes, and that is all that will happen. You see, you put up barriers. No, I do not. I just tell you things are the way they are. And I had been doing that for the whole 3 years. So this is the part. Nobody backs down when they know who they are, which is why we don't feel changed. Higher self isn't about high self-esteem and that I'm better than you. No, it's I'm Maria. You won't unsee me. You won't need to soothe me. You won't silence me, because I got lucky. I got to talk back, and I got top manners. No hitting. The grown up, you respect your adults, you respect your parents. I'm not in a fearful way. I didn't get asked punishing questions. Oh my gosh, I swear. So, long story short, self-agent here. Every person has a body. It's not the stories. My self-agency. I'm the bossy one of the two, just FYI. So you will know who you are. And that's why those personality patterns and the attachment and all that I learned from Dr. Daniel Siegel is amazing, the PDP framework. I fit it like a T. I'm flexible, adaptive, coherent, energized, and stable with my same very round. I was born round, I will die round, but I will be having a good time. Come and join us here again at Lovely Inspiring Human Potential. Like, share, and subscribe. It's being yourself mindfully with flaws, imperfections, but with integrity. We take very seriously our nervous system, which is why we do mindfulness practices with mindset skills and the inner growth mindset to put your resiliency with the restorative embodiment, because good stress is good. And no, there is no pain with gain. Again, very small pain will always lead you to do the right thing. If you're healthy, you're wise. You eat well, you sleep well, you do moderation, all things. As you get older, you try to stay active. I'm a little bit lazy like that. So with that being said, again, we'll be back with more. Have a good one.